Prime Minister Modi wants peace more than Putin. This is the problem. The problem that Putin doesn't want. I don't know what about they spoke, I mean, all the details with Putin when they had meeting and etc. But you speak with him, he is speaking to you how he wants peace, but at this moment exactly he is attacking hospital. Did he do anything good for us? No, he's a killer for us. But did he do something good for you? He doesn't respect Indian Prime Minister. First of all, a really very good meeting, and this historic one, and for us it's very important that this is the first Prime Minister from your very big country, and during all our history, all our independent history, so it's during last 33 years, almost 33, because tomorrow it will be the 33rd Independent Day. So this is historic moment for our nations. It's not about me or Prime Minister Modi, it's not about personalities. That's why I think that it's more important that both of us. It's about both our nations. And that's why I think it's historic moment, and I'm very thankful to Prime Minister for coming. The second one, so yes, it's a good beginning with some practical steps with the first 4 documents between our countries, and I think it's just beginning, and I think we'll continue, of course, we'll continue, and we decided that we can have on the level of governments, we'll have meetings very, very productive and concrete. I like very concrete steps. We have to have something very concrete, and it's much more influential than any words. Yes, so that's why these 4 documents is the first step. Our common declaration, this is also important. The messages are important, which are there, but it's political issue. But we are very happy we can provide agricultural products, and if we can have connection on it. It's all about food security for both our nations and for other nations. So it's not only about grain or wheat, and it's about a lot of different things. Corn, it's about also transit by the sea. It's not only food security, it's, you know, it's about metallurgy and etc. A lot of different things. And now, you know, in the century of high technologies and be very open during the war, we increased the level of our private companies, especially this kind of high technology and drones, sea drones, security, cyber security, and etc. And I said to Prime Minister, we'll be very ready to share with you these products, and we'll be happy if it can be co-production, and etc. And of course that we decided that our teams will begin to work on different issues on it. So that's I think during the war this role is also very important, because we need to strengthen our economy, really. And if we can have something very detail and some concrete things and contracts, I think it will help. Of course, we need win-win between our nations anyway, but during the war it can help. More production, more contracts, it's very good for us. It's more jobs, and also for you. I mean, this is again win-win. So this is the first. Then about role. If we are speaking about global role, because you have global influence, very big country, very big population, and that's why, and very big influence on Russian economy. Today you have it, and it's true, because really a lot of export possibilities for Russia closed, but India is open. We spoke about it with Prime Minister. Of course, it helps today for Russian army. And I think that government of India, of course, understands it. And of course, we will be happy to work how to find alternatives. Because it's not about, again, you're a very big country, it's not about millions, it's about billions which are coming back, which Putin has back to Russia, and then he uses it only, because he has now really officially, he has now war economy. War economy, it means that the priority is war, not peace. Not only for his soldiers, it meant that priority for his economy is war. And of course, if billions will come, and they are coming from any market, from India, Arabic countries, China, of course it helps him very much. So he has to feel how war is expensive, and his society has to feel, because he will not feel. Even if he will not get billions, he will not feel, because he's stolen all these billions from his people. His people are poor people, so he's stolen it during 30 years. That's why he will not feel it. But if his society will feel, they will push him to the peace. It's also very important, because his society, they don't understand what's going on, or understand and support him because of the media influence in their country, because Putin controls all the media totally, 100%, and social media, not only public, commercial, everything. That's the role of India. If you will stop import the oil, Putin will have huge challenges. The sword, I think it's peace way, or way to peace. Yeah. So I think we spoke about it with Prime Minister. So of course we want him very much to have in peace summit, and of course we'll be happy to work on it. And of course, if he has his ideas or his team ideas, we'll be happy to speak about it. But we don't change our territories on any propositions. So we don't change our people to any propositions, and our territories, and our values, and our freedom and democracy. We will not change it. So it's absolutely understanding points. All other things we can speak, we can decide, we can find any. But I spoke very openly with Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi wants peace more than Putin. This is the problem. You understand? So the problem that Putin doesn't want. I don't know what about they spoke. All the details with Putin when they had meeting and etc. But I said to Prime Minister, with whom you have a deal. That you speak with him, he is speaking to you how he wants peace, but at this moment exactly he is attacking hospital. Did he do anything good for us? No, he's a killer for us. But did he do something good for you? For India? If during official visit of Prime Minister you attack the children in the hospital. It's a very important moment. So he had to recognize after that he doesn't respect India or doesn't control his army. And he will tell you that Putin controls everything. So he can't say that he doesn't control his army. So it means that he doesn't respect Indian Prime Minister. Otherwise, why he did it? So for me, he's very clear. He's not so smart as his Russian TV shows his people each day.
I'm happy the Prime Minister came to visit us, and I believe this is very important. This is the first visit of the Prime Minister of India to Ukraine. We are ready on our part to do the respective steps. We've heard the messages from the Indian side that they would be happy to welcome us, our team in India. I believe this is the approximation of our parties that is positive, not negative. As for the Putin, my position was that, and my signal of condemnation was not because the Prime Minister came to see Putin, but because the Prime Minister came to Putin and Putin killed our children, and we wanted to have some reaction, to hear some response. And I think it's important that the democratic world is understanding what is happening, that Putin is a killer. And as for the hugs with the Prime Minister of India, or the handshakes, or anything else, it's the decision made by every leader. I can't tell you anything with regards to that. I believe that if the leaders of the world are meeting with the other leaders who kills people, children, who conquers territories, invades into the territories, it means that there's no diplomatic isolation to this person. It means that this is an act, well, I believe it like that this act will not result in a person like Putin would understand that he's doing something wrong, that he's isolated, that he's alone, that the whole world condemns him. That is why I believe that we cannot remain silent. We have to respond. And I always respond because I know what would be the end to that. A longer war, someone gets tired or has a fatigue. One person meets Putin, 3, 4, 5, and then the people would gradually forget about the occupation, the killings, because life goes on, and there's many economic challenges in a variety of countries, and you would need to think about your own interests. So I will keep reminding this to anyone we have contacts with, and I think this is important. And let me pass to the second part of your question now. Why is this important? Because this is a signal. If the Putin can do something, then the others can do something. So whenever you're asking me about the other countries, including China, I think as long as Ukraine stands and fights and condemns the violation of sovereignty and territorial integrity, as long as the world is with Ukraine, the risks of other crises occurring in the world decrease. That is what I believe. If there will be a justification of Putin's actions, then I'm confident there will be consequences in other parts of the world as to the violation of the territorial integrity. Now, if those consequences, if the violation of the territorial integrity, sovereignty, etc., will happen, then Ukraine will always stand in support of those countries whose rights have been violated, And there will be countries fighting for their own freedom, and Ukraine will always support them. And it doesn't matter the size of the country violator, the size in terms of the territory or in terms of the army, because it's a matter of values. And these are the matters of people as well. Every single person, because every single person is important. Well, as for the other question, as for our operation, you've asked about the Kursk operation, because this is what I was interpreted.
Це неправильно.
Well, I believe the interpreter used the wrong word for interpreting that into Ukraine. We did not incurred into their territory, but in fact it was Russia that invaded the territory of Ukraine 10 years ago. They've prepared the incursion in the Kharkiv region, and they wanted to occupy the city of Kharkiv with the population of 1.5 million people. Because Russia has invaded in this direction, and the people from these small settlements of the Kharkiv region, they went to the city of Kharkiv, and now the population of the Kharkiv city is 1.5 million people. Russia wants to occupy this city. We stopped. So that was part of their operation. We have deterred that. We have broken that. And their next step was in the north of our country, and they've prepared everything for that. They were planning to start operating from the vicinity or from the direction of the Sumy region. And the difference is that we have conducted some preventive actions, preventing them from occupying our city. We managed to do that earlier, and since Putin is occupying us, and doesn't really taking care of his own territories, and we clearly understand that, because the air defense in Russia, well, we know, because we are taking attacks against their energy facilities. Well, they are hitting our energy facilities. We are hitting their airfields. We know where they have the air defense. Just for you to understand, there is an air defense around Moscow, around the summer house of Putin in St. Petersburg, but in small cities and settlements in the Kursk region, where we've entered, there's no air defense. Well, yes, there's their military, there are some forces, but they don't have the air defense of a size and capacity as it is around the house of Putin. So clearly he cannot hold this, and he has to start feeling this war, and he will feel this war. We don't have other chance. Because otherwise, if you're not stopping, if the diplomats of the world are not willing to isolate him totally, then he will continue with his military actions. He will continue with killing children. We showed him once this in the Kursk direction.